Hey, hello folks. Hope you can see me. Okay. See, your today's current affairs class is going to be very interesting because we have a lot of topics. Okay, where we will be discussing about the current affair topic that was coming in your June month current affairs is what we are discussing now, right? A current affair which came in the June month current affairs was a direct question in your 2024 mains. Okay, and also the topic that we would be discussing here, that is June month ka, will have its implication even today ka issue whatever is happening, which means it's a continuous ongoing issue. Okay, so we have a lot of exciting journey to take ahead together. Okay, let's get this beginning. All right, previously we saw up until your malaria, right? Today's class we will be discussing about the first topic being tobacco usage in India has increased a lot. See, when we come to this topic, first of all, understand this. Anything that brings economy, okay, anything that brings economy into the state doesn't necessarily mean it is good. Okay, the direct example for that is your tobacco. What did I mean by this statement? Okay, what do I mean? See, just because money is coming into the country or money is being generated because of one source, that doesn't mean it's good. Okay, just money is there doesn't mean it's good. Life also it's true only. No, money is important, but only money is not important. Yes, somewhere on the similar lines is this thing. For example, why do you think a country tries so hard to make sure money laundering doesn't happen in that country? Why do you want, then why do you think they are very much keen on understanding what is the source of money? Why do you think we are taking stringent measures to cut down your hawala money? Okay, why are we very conscious? Your electoral reforms, your electoral bonds, if you look at all these things in a very broader aspect, one and foremost thing they're trying to do is track the source of money. Okay, do not let money laundering enter into important institutions like your elections, political funding, where is it coming from? Okay, this particular aspect is true for any country. Okay, just money is coming in, be happy. If you let that mindset into the country, then that country will enter into deterioration, or international terms if you are going to speak, isn't this what your China is trying to do with countries like Sri Lanka, Nepal, Maldives? What is the ideology that they are telling? Money, we'll give you money, we will build the infrastructure. Okay, you are going to be taken care, we are there as a strategic partner and all these things. But eventually what is it leading to? What do you think its OBOR initiatives are? Why your Sri Lanka has to be cautious? Why your Nepal has to be cautious? Why your Bhutan has to be cautious? Why your Maldives have to be conscious? Why your Pakistan have to be conscious? Why? Yes. If you don't know the source that is entering into the country, or just because your end goal is money should come into my country, I'm fine, then this is what it will lead to. Now, all these implications are true for anything and everything, and that includes even your common most consumption products such as your tobacco. Highest tobacco consumers in the world, first place is China, second place is India. Okay, now when this started happening, yes, if you look at this tobacco industry, if there is one word you can use for tobacco industry, harmful or wasteful. Okay, the reason we're telling harmful or wasteful is the two keywords. To describe tobacco industry is, first of all, to produce tobacco, excessive amount of wastage, deforestation, land gets spoiled. Okay, your land needs more and more and more of your pesticides. Okay, more chemicals. Okay, you pump in more chemicals into the earth where the soil loses its fertility, and then you produce something from that, and then you put it in your body, which again ruins your body. Okay, so that one product is ruining both the land as well as your human body. Okay, so wasteful is a very apt term for land degradation. Okay, deforestation, soil loses its fertility, pH value changes. Okay, now the farmers. Okay, large farmers fine, but your small and marginal farmers who keep the productive land to production of this tobacco lose over the period of time, lose the fertility of soil. Now they should be encouraged to produce alternate soils, alternate soils, alternate crops. Yes, again, why the fascination with this tobacco? See, it starts out like any sin. Again, I'm calling this tobacco sin because it's not good to anything it grows around. The land it grows, it rots it. The people who make it, it rots them through skin contact. Even if they don't use it, just through skin contact, it rots them. To the person who uses it, it rots them. To the person who undergoes the second-hand smoke, it rots them. So it is rotten in every aspect. So how do you not call it a sin? So anyway, this tobacco is harmful to each and everything that is involved with. Like we told you, land, soil, people who are making it, people who are using it, people who are coming in contact with it. Okay, out of no mistake of theirs are getting spoiled and getting the ill effects of your tobacco. Now why this tobacco is like this? See, first and foremost, understand one thing. Like anything, it started out, okay, as a simple thing. People use it, people start using it, and then it started slowly getting glorified. Cool factor, and there is peer pressure to try it. Okay, coupled with other factors that our society is facing, somewhat it leads to addiction. Okay, one sad thing, okay, this is a sad thing, is why I'm telling us poverty and addiction cannot go hand in hand. That is one of the worst combinations. See, whenever you go to these movies, yeah, you always have this thing, this gutka sheni and all these things, cost wo, this that. When it comes to your low income group and middle income group, and especially, okay, if you are the sole bread earner, okay, or you are the one who's managing the family, or be it for any person, a disease like this, okay, this is no less than a disease like this ruins and disrupts an entire family. Okay, a family ka concept, family ka fabric itself gets destroyed because of this ridiculous, okay, addiction. Your government tries, okay, your government has tried various means, okay, to make sure to curb the usage of tobacco. What is gut wrenching is, nowadays, see, we will see reports, we will see what they've told and all, but people have claimed, the usage has gradually declined in the ages of 13, 12 to 15 years of children. Literally 12 to 15 years of children are using this. Their life has not yet begun, and because of this horrible product and substance, their life will end before they even realize it. So, but the studies also point out that gradually we see a decline there, but we also see an increase in another demographic, that is women. Women have started the increased usage of this. Okay. Another thing, why, if it's so harmful for everything that's surrounding it, then why government is not doing anything? Government is trying to do, Okay, again, I'm not telling government is doing a bang up job. Government is trying to do a bang up job, but it is not able to because of multiple factors which we will be discussing. Another thing, if it is so harmful, our movie screens for everything, all we're putting, then people should be aware and all these. See, but there are many tobacco-based companies, okay, which are masking the tobacco in the form of lychee, in the form of gutka. Okay, now government comes up with a regulation and tells, strictly tobacco is prohibited. They are coming with smokeless tobaccos, e-cigarettes के लिए bring out a policy. This particular company, I'm not going to name the name of that particular company, but that is the biggest company in India for your tobacco products. Your government has, I think, 7% of share in it. All this is a little bit concerning, right? See, at the end of the day, if someone's going to make a business, their end goal should not be, I make money, I'm happy. Again, we start to the beginning. Just because I make money, it's not going to be good. That is why we constantly keep discussing this, and your sustainable development goals also speak about this. Sustainable ways of living, sustainable ways of generating economy, sustainable ways of generating money. Just because you have money coming in doesn't mean it's good, right? So let's see these things. See, these are the topics where when you see or speak or address, yeah, you may use it, you may not use it, you may call it good, you may call it bad, but you cannot forget the fact that the amount of lives it spoils, the amount of families it disrupts, okay, out of no mistake of their several families, okay, succumb to this disease, okay. So we've called it, it's become an epidemic in India, okay. Your global adult tobacco survey, you'll have to write down this, okay. You have to support your answers, you have to give few surveys, okay, as to what do you think they are holding and all, right? So in that, from this is important, you will mention global adult tobacco survey, which has said that yes, there is a general decline in ages of 15, okay, like I told you, 12 to 15 children, mere children. See, again, I told you in one of the classes, yes, these are current affairs, this is UPSC, we shouldn't get emotional on all those things, but why wouldn't you get emotional for topics like this? Okay, out of no mistake of theirs, their lives are being squandered away. Their lives are being taken away from them. Now we keep speaking, right to life, right to life, right to life, and their right to life is taken away. Okay, see, for young children working in tobacco industry, your government tells, up until the age of 18, you're not supposed to be working on these, and especially these harmful industry, hazardous industry. But still, we have unregulated markets where they are used, and they get in through the skin contact, they come in contact with this horrible substance, and their life being squandered away. So yeah, this survey, you have to write it down. The next is your global youth tobacco survey, which says there is a considerable reduction. Considerable, this doesn't mean completely it's reduced or it's zero. No, it's considerable reduction has been seen between your ages 13 to 15. Your National Family Health Survey also states the same thing. This is very important, meaning you have to mention this, okay. Write this down. Your WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, okay, which states, okay, and the results or whatever the framework that they come into, it is binding on the member countries, and also as to how to avoid the ill effects of tobacco, okay. Read on this, this is very important. Done. What is the government initiatives we were speaking, no? Cigarette and Other Tobacco Products Act 2003, okay. Taken up this initiatives, but again, one of the issues being under this, your gutka, trainees and all have been trying to be masked, okay. so that it doesn't fall under this act. So people are trying to use the loopholes. Oh, what are the challenges your government faces? Again, same. You smokeless tobacco or your gutka. Evading the Kottapalya regulations. How? They try to bring new ways to make sure this doesn't come under your regulation, like we saw. Okay, and also your national tobacco control program is being in place, but again, this lacks the necessary staff resources, and also it doesn't have this all India real time data available to it. Okay, so it can monitor, it can implement changes. Okay, these are the issues it is facing. Understanding? Now, Public Examination Prevention of Unfair Means Act of 2024. See, in the beginning of this session, I told you we will be discussing about a current affair which came in the month of June, right? Because we're discussing the June month current affair. This was a direct question in your mains 2024. Okay, let me read out the question. Let me even write down the question. Okay, find it. Yeah. Look at the question again. I'm stressing it. This is 2024 mains paper 2 question. What are the aims and objectives of recently passed and enforced the Public Examination Prevention of Unfair Means Act 2024? Whether university or state education board examinations too are covered under the act. Okay, answer in 250 words, and it is a 15-mark question, direct question. Okay, the reason I'm telling you this is the current affairs is very important for what? For this kind of things. Understanding? Clear up until here? Any doubts, understanding or not? If you have any doubts, please pose it in the comment section. I will answer to this. Okay? Public Examination Prevention of Unfair Means Act 2024, the name itself states that prevention of unfair means in your exams. Okay? Now, this applies to even your digital exams, that is the one you take using the systems. Okay? That is your CBTs, computer based tests, also your descriptive papers where the question paper will be downloaded, etc. The arena this act deals with, okay, is extensive, meaning from the start of the examination till the end of the examination, to including the network provider and the network provider during the exam, that it covers all. Understanding? So it speaks about your computer based tests, it speaks how, when, okay, and at what designated time and what authority, which authority should download your question papers. Okay, and also the national recruitment agency, whichever is conducting the exam, even for that particular agency there's particular ways. Okay, so there's guidelines, there's frameworks as to how exactly you're supposed to do it. All right, one more main thing is standard operating procedure. All right, this includes for example, let's say a candidate is caught, okay, practicing, okay, unfair means during your exam. The first point of, okay, making sure this doesn't move forward, or first point of taking action is the invigilator, okay, or the venue that is conducting the examination. They will take the first step of action. What action are they supposed to take? After that, whom are they supposed to hand over? After that, how does the issue gets escalated? What everything, every single agency, their role in the exam is specified. Understanding? And also, like I told you, service provider or even the network provider, okay, Now particularly, let's say if someone wants to make sure particular candidates should not clear or anything, you will purposefully try to alter the network, okay, making sure, because again it's a computer based test, right? So if you alter the network and that person is not able to utilize it, then that is a form of malpractice or unfair means. Yes, here again unfair means either you have any monetary gains to do that or to help. See here, not just the person who is doing the unfair means, but also the person who is aiding the student or anyone to do the unfair means is also held equally responsible. Okay, and they have defined the term service provider in the act. Understanding? Now, let's see which exams are covered under it. Your exams conducted by UPSC, SSC, okay, this is SSC, the National Testing Agency, RRB, IBPS, banking exams, JEE, NEET, UGC. Okay, now if you see, okay, all these are more of central, yes, and if they want to add any more authorities or exams under it, your center can do that. Understanding? Here, as of now, we haven't seen anything from the state, because your question asked, your UPSC means question asked this particular question, okay, as a second part, whether university or state education board examinations too are covered under the act. Now, to answer the second part of the question, no, they are not covered. This act tells that, this is the act we have put for these exams, okay, but if the states want, okay, that is if the state bodies they want, they can adopt this approach at their discretion, okay. If they want, states can adopt at their discretion, meaning this act is not applicable to your states, okay. If they want, they can adopt it, again discretion, but it is not applicable to them. But one thing, if you see in your real time scenario, lot of unfair means, okay, with respect to the exams etc., are usually witnessed in state conducted exam, okay, and this does not cover that. Understanding? Clear up until here? Okay. And what is so special about this law is the penalties they have put, okay, those are stringent. The penalties range from fines to imprisonment. Okay, it ranges from your fines to imprisonment. Understood? Clear up until here? We'll see how stringent are the fines. So much so that fines up to 1 crore rupees. Okay, and also 10 years in prison. This is a pretty stringent punishment. Yeah. And also one more thing is, this is what we said, this model draft can be adopted by states, but as a matter of discretion only, meaning the second part of your question to answer, no, this act does not cover your states. Clear? Understood, right? The next topic, okay, that is the National Health Claim Exchange. Okay. See, one thing with respect to India, and majority portions of the families in your LIG, BPL, Antyodaya, middle income group. Now these kind of families, if you do observe, if at all any health scare happens to any of the family member, it puts such a huge stress and toll on the family that they drop an economic value. That is, MIG family could easily come to an LIG family. Okay, an LIG family can fall into BPL. BPL can fall into Antyodaya. What can Antyodaya fall into? Antyodaya means, what is Antyodaya? Text me in the comment section, what do you mean by Antyodaya? Okay, I'm hoping you guys will text. Where will they fall to? Okay, and healthcare is, yes, we are a welfare state. State takes the responsibility of providing healthcare to the people, etc., everything we have. Okay, but there are also huge limitations and disadvantages associated with this healthcare sector. Understanding? Now, we have this thing, for example, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Scheme. Yeah, you see, with respect to insurance, right? Huh. HIG groups, the top end groups have good amount of insurance packages. Everything is completely digital. Within 3 hours, in most of the places where your approval to the, let's say, a surgery, okay, okay, I'll take an example, cataract surgery, okay, cataract surgery के लिए you need insurance, okay, nowadays, okay, that is in the public sector. You want to get the surgery done? Okay. Tell the hospital to submit all the documents that it wants. Okay. To the person who's undergoing the surgery, the hospital has to send it all to the insurance service provider, your ISP, and that they will just validate everything, and he'll send back telling, to this person, this much is coverage is this much. Let's say the cataract surgery is going to cost around, let's say, 60,000. The insurance provider will tell, okay, 40,000, mine will be covered. This is all before, okay, this is all before even the surgery is conducted. So based on that, the person is admitted, okay, surgery is done. Before the person comes out of the surgery, 40,000 sent, okay, the remaining bill, how much the person is supposed to pay? 20,000. So the person pays 20,000, walks out, done. Okay, nothing is too much of paperwork where physically you have to carry papers from here, go to the insurance service provider, or someone from there has to come, has to verify the data and then ask all the discrepancies, and then this person has to go back, and then there he has to take the approval, and then again get it back from here and then give it to the hospital authorities have to further check it and then see whether it applies or not, and due to any technical glitches or difficulty they'll be like, this is not applicable, that is not applicable. So it is a big process, right? But this is all done in digital medium, means it reduces the time, the effective implementation, and also the need. This moment pay you need that surgery, right? So you need it at the moment that, okay, you can't tell that, okay, you conduct the surgery, you pay the money, let's see how much I will give you, and that also it might take couple months to give you the money. Means how will a family, okay, MIG family or LIG family or BPL family, it try to afford those things? And when they have the need, they need it, right? After they've lost the vision, you give that, what is the point? Yes. So, but like I told you, we have multiple challenges. One of the things is about this manual paperwork. One thing they're trying to do with this National Health Claim Exchange is try to digitize the process. Okay, they're trying to digitize the process, so which would mean effective and efficient. What is the two things it is doing? It will be effective and efficient, and also one main thing is timely delivery. Okay, timely delivery is very much needed. That is the reason why your center or your state is also shifting towards this form of digitization for your insurance claims, or your National Health Claim Exchange, which is launched by your Health Ministry and Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. Okay, what are its aim? Enable patients to access quality healthcare. Foremost keyword here is quickly, and reduce out of pocket expenses. Understanding? See, these might seem like things like, they're just trying to digitize it, what big. But for many a people, this means a shift of their livelihood. This means putting them in extreme poverty. Okay, so what might appear just like a current affair to us, but is a majority chunk of their life. It is not simply said that you become a diplomat, your one signature can change the fate of so many people. These are things like that. Okay, it aligns with the objective of your insurance policy, meaning that insurance for all by your 2047, which is one step moving towards the direction of your new India or Naya India or your Vikshit Bharat. Exchange of health claim information between the payers, providers, beneficiaries, and other entities, and all this will be tried to be done in your digitized format. So again, timely delivery, efficient, effective, reduces out of pocket expenses. Yes, and also we have another thing, digital health incentive scheme. What is this? Digitization of patient health records. Okay. See, for all these documents and all, there's another scheme where you just store your documents. What is the name of that? DigiLocker. Okay. Done. Clear up until here? You guys are understanding, right? If not, comment in this section. The next topic, consuming illicit liquor. One side we have tobacco issues, one side we have illicit liquor issues. At the end of the day, the people who are getting completely beaten down are your majority folks which reside in your low income group, BPL families, okay, your middle income group families. All these things try to remove the lives of people who make it very hard to survive hand to mouth existence. And when anything comes, see, this is the same thing that we joked about in the classes the other day. You know, even if, let's say, an alien attack happens to a developed country, the effect and impact is very higher and felt in your least developed countries, in developing countries. This is one such thing. This was a common quote that I heard somewhere. Vices, that is your bad habits, is something that your poverty cannot sustain. Now, just on top of it, if you look at it, it seems, poor people can't afford this and that. But deeply analyze that statement, you will understand the harsh realities. If you just don't look at it blindly, look or read between the lines of that statement. So what is it about this illicit liquor we are talking about? 34 people lost their lives and around 100 others were hospitalized in the Kalakurchi district of Tamil Nadu. Why? Because of consuming illicit liquor. What is illicit liquor? Liquor, alcohol. What is illicit liquor? The same statement that I told, I'll repeat it. Vices are something that your poverty cannot afford. Your alcohol, okay? Alcohol, yeah. Alcohol is an intoxicant. People drink. Now the debate is not about whether people should drink alcohol or not. Okay, let's just delve into things that we are right now discussing. Alcohol, people drink. Yes. Okay. Intoxicant it is. Good for body, bad for body, not the topic of discussion right now. People should drink, should not drink, again, not the discussion right now. So, what is this illicit liquor? Which means fake liquor. Liquor pay or alcohol pay, one of the common components is your ethanol. Okay, ethanol is consumable. But the concept of this illicit liquor again is, see, even alcohol is costly. When the common man cannot afford something costly, he tries to locally make it in less cost or affordable cost. Okay, so to make it less costly, he has to also use components which are cheap. And also, if it is made it too locally, again, I'm not telling it for everything, okay, only for alcohol. The way it is made also, It's local, cheap products are used, okay, because the cost has to be brought down, right? Cheap and affordable products are used, and also made in very unhygienic manner, okay. Instead of ethanol, people tend to use methanol. Now this is consumable, but this is not. This is harmful, and especially if it ranges above particular grams per liter, it will become very detrimental, so much so that it will lead to your optic nerve damage, losing of sight, okay, hemorrhagia, bleeding, sometimes internal bleeding, and also it will in majority cases leading to coma, death, okay. One thing with respect to your, okay, fake, illicit, or your locally produced alcohol is the content of alcohol is very higher, okay. The content is alcohol is very high, so much so that the toxins, when it breaks down into the body, it can't be flushed out by your kidneys, which causes serious liver damage and your kidney damages, okay. Yeah. Pooch means a low quality alcohol, okay. Spurious liquor means fake or counterfeit alcohol. Again, this is same thing, made in unregulated and unhygienic manners. Higher alcohol content instead of your ethanol, methanol is used. Okay, so what is it about your methanol that we will be speaking about? It is used as a solvent, antifreeze, and industrial procedures, okay. When ingested, your methanol is broken down into toxic byproducts, like we discussed, okay, and it leads to metabolic acidosis, excessive acid that even your kidney can't remove, okay, leads to cerebral edema, okay, hemorrhagia, coma, death, like we discussed. Okay, the next thing is your streptococcal toxic shock syndrome. Pretty much it was seen, that is, 1,000+ cases were seen in Japan. What is it? It is a severe bacterial inflammation caused by a streptococcus bacteria. What does it do? It enters into the deep tissues and bloodstream, releasing toxins that release a rapid and severe response in the body. How is it caused? Okay, it is caused first and foremost, either it is transmitted through your contact, okay, air, water droplets, sneezing, coughing without covering the hands, and also if at all food sources, water sources are nearby and you get contaminated through your contact, that leads to transmission, huge transmission. First thing. Second thing, in children, if it comes, it causes severe throat pains, okay, swelling, etc. But whereas for your adults, and especially for adults over 50 years of age, that is your elderly, it can lead to so much so of death, understanding. And one more thing is, how do you handle this? First and foremost, clean hygiene. Second thing, do not allow for the spread or transmission of disease, that is, do not come in close contact with the person affected by it, and also proper hygiene manners, cover your nose, sneezing, coughing, etc. Wash your hands, keep the food clean, cover food. These are all the things that we used to study in our schools. Yeah, this is very basic things that we were taught. So much so that this had to be retaught to us as adults again in the form of pandemics. Yeah, see, somewhere as in when you start growing, you tend to lose the basic, okay, basic of basic things that you were taught. Wash your hands before eating, cover your nose before sneezing or coughing. Yeah, but man, are we going in a direction which is just so messed up. What's the outcome? Lead to organ failure and even death in conditions. Yes. The next topic that we will be discussing is your Bhuvan Panchayat. Okay. What exactly is a Panchayat? Is a geospatial data and services, whatever information is collected. Now we will be using that in your decision making for your governance, administration, so much so that including to your grassroots level democracy. What is that? Your Panchayat system. Okay. So using the spatial information for the governance and administration of your state. Understanding? This was developed by your National Remote Sensing Center under your ISRO. Okay. On the same lines of your Bhuvan Panchayat, we also have something called as NDEM portal, which is nothing but you use the same spatial information like we spoke in your Bhuvan Panchayat, right? You use the geospatial information for governance, okay, etc. But here you use it for mitigating the your emergency response for your what happened? Oh, okay. Using it for your environmental impacts. Okay. Then we enter into important topic, that is your National Forensic Infrastructure Enhancement Scheme. This has been allocated a budget of your 2,254 crores. This is coming from the pocket of the Ministry of Home Affairs. What exactly is this? As the name states, National Forensic Infrastructure Enhancement. That is, they are going to build, okay, institutes, okay, which are to be, okay, useful for training, studying forensic discipline, okay. And also this particular scheme is twofold. One, you create new institutions, centers, and also the second thing is you enhance the existing ones. Understanding? It's a twofold objective, keep that in mind. What is the twofold? Create new infrastructure, institutes, training centers. Okay, you create the new one, and second thing is you enhance the existing ones. This is the twofold objectives of your forensic infrastructure enhancement scheme. Okay, clear up until here? The next thing we will be discussing about is your global nuclear arsenal risk apparently has increased. That is, the nations, the way they are hoarding and collecting your nuclear weapons or arsenals, missiles, the ranges of missiles have been seen a upward trend in the past few decades and especially increased during your Russia-Ukraine war, Israel-Hamas war. We have been facing pandemics, wars, genocides. Okay, your people with mentality which is so I can't even put words to that without becoming involved into the topic. People of this mentality becoming too protectionist. The 1990s saw the globalization becoming the new outlook. Your 2000s, okay, there's not much gap, hardly 20-30 years. Just in 3 decades, we have established ourselves as a globalized world, which means we are now more than ever the most interconnected world that we are living in. And in this world, we want to become very much protectionist. Okay, which is, don't you think it is right contrary to what we have created? Completely interconnected, wherever whatever happens it affects every single nook and corner of the world, and now we want to become protectionist, and now we have very narrow mentalities, narrow policies. Okay. Now this is affecting the country as a whole. The Stockholm International Peace Research Institute has claimed that there is a heightened risk and instability linked to the ongoing modernization and expansion of nuclear arsenals globally. 90% of the weapons are held by your USA and Russia. Okay. Now to this list, adding is your China. Somewhere in the sixth place. There's almost only 9 countries which have nuclear power, and we are in somewhere in the sixth position in the number of arsenals that we hold. Right behind us is your Pakistan. If we keep on trying to increase, thinking that is a solution, okay, see, first and foremost, we can't even be in a position where, no, we are going to completely get rid of weapons, arms, ammunitions, and think that everyone should do the same. No, we will be repeating what we tried, what happened to us in 1962. The solution is not just about increasing the nuclear arsenals or completely shedding go. Okay, when others are not doing and only we let go, it will be like a repetition of 1962. That is not the solution that we are telling. The only thing is, increasing nuclear arsenal is not the only solution. Okay, but rather one other thing we can do is we can take diplomatic tactics. Now when we say diplomatic tactics, one thing is build trust among the partners. For example, we are sandwiched between your Pakistan and China, okay, both of whom are nuclear capable countries. Okay, any one of us try to use it on any one of us, all three will get affected. Understanding? In this kind of conditions, first and foremost, what you can do is enter into agreements, cooperations, okay, so that you build the trust among each other that how we will not use nuclear. On that same path is your India's no first use policy. This is also one such thing on the lines of trust is what we're trying to build. Okay, we'll see what is the issues that we are seeing with respect to this. First of all, we have 9 nuclear armed nations. What are those? USA, Russia, UK, France, China, India, Nepal, North Korea, Israel. Okay, like I told you, excuse me. India should participate in your global nuclear governance initiatives such as the Nuclear Security Summit and the Global Initiative to Combat Nuclear Terrorism. Understanding? We, with respect to the amount of warheads, with respect to missiles, we have around somewhere around 72 of them. So Pakistan is close behind us with 70. And we are trying to increase our long range missiles, which is targeting China. Again, like I told you, that's not the only solution. Okay. The next thing is non-permanent members of UNSC. The new non-permanent members of UNSC have come. That is your Pakistan, Somalia, Denmark, Greece, Panama. Okay. Every 2 years it keeps changing. Your Somalia is representing your African group interests or African group community. Pakistan is representing your Asia Pacific. Panama is representing your Latin American and Caribbean group. Denmark and Greece are your Western European and others group. Okay, it keeps changing. Now your UNSC PIM, you have 15 members, UNSC. Out of the 15 members, 5 are permanent members, 10 are your non-permanent members. Okay, this is the group, the non-permanent members that we spoke, no, your Pakistan, Somalia, Panama, etc. These are all the non-permanent members. Then who are the permanent members? Again, this is not a permanent position as the name states. They'll keep changing every 2 years. That is, every 2 years means one country will hold the post for 2 years. Right? Who are the permanent members? USA, UK, France, Russia, China. India's issue, one of the issues with respect to UNSC is wanting India's seat in the permanent members. Okay. Usually that claim is put down by your China. China doesn't agree to it. The irony is, when China wants to get a non-permanent seat, we were the strong backers for China, telling how China should get a permanent seat. And today when India wants to get a permanent seat, one of the main persons who is trying to make sure that doesn't happen is your China. Now you can ask, so what if China doesn't say yes? Remaining four will tell yes means you can take. No, that is the thing with your permanent members. Even if anyone tells no, then it is a no. That is the power wielded by your permanent members. See, for long we have been wanting to, okay, put a terrorist in the person who caused 26/11 attacks in India. We've been trying to put his name in the list of your terrorist, okay, where if he's put in the list, his funding will be cut off. He will be put on a no-fly zone. He will be under extremely watch list, etc. Each time we raise that, your China backtracks it, telling no. So then that issue gets dropped. So these are all the difficulties of having a permanent member and the decision making that they are doing. Any one member tells no, then it is a no. They will not take up that issue for a discussion. This is one of the things. See, this might have worked in your 1960s. This concept might have worked in your 1970s, but the same concept, the 2024 is not the same world that we saw in 1970s or 1990s. Today, India is playing a much stronger position, is holding a much stronger position in the global dynamics. So now, for example, your Russia-Ukraine war is happening. There was a huge pressure on India to go broker the deal. Your West was forcing India to go and broker a deal with India. Now, with the growing rise of China, your West wants India to counter it. As a matter of fact, you had one of your mains question on that. Let me read out that question. Okay, this is your 2024 UPSC mains question paper 2. The West is fostering India as an alternative to reduce dependence on China's supply, okay, on China's supply chain, and as a strategic ally to counter China's political and economic dominance. Explain this statement with examples. Answer in 150 words. The 10-mark question. So, not just your Russia-Ukraine war, but also in your Israel-Palestine conflict, or Israel-Hamas war. India is one of the major players trying to broker the peace and bring peace into this land called as, or the land which will be called as your Palestine. Okay, when India is such an important key player, you cannot still create organizations which excludes India. So India's entry into UNSC is as justified. We've been the longest and the highest amount of people who have been investing in your, investing doesn't just mean throwing money, right? Investing in the institution morals, institution ideals, institution principles is India. For example, we are the largest people who send our peacekeeping force contribution is from India. The amount of lives that we have spent, okay, to protect the international peace is very large. Understanding? This is a very interesting topic that we will discuss today. When I say interesting topic, this is not interesting topic for a matter of fact that yes, this is hard going debated issue, but because the amount of lives that is being squandered away. What is so interesting about that is, The fact that still your countries try to convert it for their political gains, geopolitical gains, advantages over each other. That is what is very difficult to fathom, that still, after all the humanitarian crisis we kept hearing throughout the um, your Israel Hamas war, we kept on hearing, the hospitals got attacked, the children are dying, the women are dying, the refugee crisis is happening, people are getting married in bunkers, okay, lives have been lost. Despite all this, people still try to find and utilize things only for their geopolitical gains, gain a leverage, and not be actually concerned about humanitarian crisis is what is interestingly baffling. Okay, we'll see what it is. Okay, India reaffirms support for your two-state solution in Israel-Palestine conflict. Before we enter into all this, okay, let's just have a conversation as to what exactly is this Israel Palestine. How is India involved in all these things? Um, let this be an informal talking as to how it is, then we will fill in the facts. See your place of land which these people are fighting for: Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, Jordan, Syria, Egypt. This guy who is been trying to enter into this zone, Saudi Arabia. Now, if you see with respect to the religions, it is considered, and this is a saying which is very apt, religion is considered as opium for masses. Like, this is like a proper summation of what the things that we keep discussing. One thing about your common people or masses is the whole thing, that the whole point of states, governments, etc., institutions, all this, we are there is only to do one thing: make sure their life runs smoothly. By smoothly, they carry out their day to day tasks. That is, we give them a choice to live, we give them a choice to have and enjoy social company, undergo what a human being is supposed to undergo, meaning be born, enter into teenage, enter into adulthood, okay, enter into, okay, the human aspects of adulthood, okay, experience the joyhood of parenting, experience the joys of getting into old age, okay, and then experience the stages of life. How they do it, it's up to them. We are not the ones who are going to tell this is how you're supposed to do this age, you're supposed to do this, like your typical uncles and aunties. Eh, you have to get married, you have to get job, you didn't do this. Not that kind. How they want to lead their lives is up to the people. We just have to make sure you let them live their life. Now, see, because we're talking about your Israel, Hamas, Palestine, we cannot just talk like this in pen and paper. Yeah, I just cannot keep just explaining. Israel pe this happened. The Jordan guy came from here. West Bank, this happened. 60 what happened? That is not the way that we are going to be talking about something where lives are being lost every day. We read about it, and next day, if some other more news comes up which is more exciting or getting TRP, we talk about that. No, that is not humane. Okay, yes, current affairs, yes, UPSC, at least thoda to humane way pe we can discuss. This land called Israel, Jerusalem, Palestine, West Bank, Gaza Strip, this is a very holy land. Okay, it's a very holy land. So despite whichever religion you belong to, that is a birthplace of many important events. It's a very, very holy land. Now, we're not talking about to whom this land belongs, and I mean, they are fighting at the end of the day for the same thing. Okay, but you have to understand this one important aspect is you cannot deny the fact that is a very holy land for a very different reasons. Okay, the strength, I mean, you would hear stories like this, Noah's Ark, okay, a rise of Judaism, rise of despite the fact of the names they all have, despite the fact of all the religion ka new names, new religion, new sect, new people, new belief might have come throughout. But one thing, if that land proves, it is a land of faith, it's a land of hope, it is a land that will somehow sustain you despite the amount of challenges that you face. Okay, somewhere it, don't you think it depicts what humanity is about? We have been faced with a number of challenges. Challenges we faced in 1930s different, challenges we faced in 1700s different, challenges we faced in 1500s different. But throughout all these challenges, we have kept overcoming, and then again new versions, new ideologies, new ways, everything have changed. But the core human concept has remained the same only. We tend to fight back, survive, struggle. Okay, and yet this Chinese say, sorry, this Japanese saying that says, you have to embrace this imperfection. You have to understand this impermanence and go ahead with this. So all these kind of thought ka, don't you think that is the birthplace that symbolizes and ties all these things together? Leave out all the religion, names, sex, type, people, everything leave out. But don't you think that is the message that place is sending? And yet we are witnessing huge amount of human right crisis, human right violations that is being done on that land. That is the reason I'm calling holy land, not because of any particular religion, but because the hope, the message, the symbolism it sends out to the humanity. And in that place constantly there has been so much tear spill and blood spill. Okay, the answer to that kind of place should not be your tear spill and blood spill. We're not going to discuss about who is right, who is wrong here. But one thing is, it is easy for us to see, understand. At the end of the day, it is easy for me to sit here and for you to sit there and tell, that country is wrong, this country is wrong. At the end of the day, any country which is taking off the life of innocent ones, okay, your children, women, elderly, that is, you remove the fabric of human beings' existence. It is not right on any one of them. Whenever you try to remove that shred of humanity, what is it left when you, from a human being, if you take out the human factor, what is left, do you think? Just a being? So you're converting them back to animals, so you're ecologically going back, you're time traveling back. So we have to pat ourselves on the back and give ourselves kudos. Yes, we have did amazing thing. We couldn't find out time travel, but we are time traveling back sociologically. This is what is happening in your Israel Hamas conflicts. New names, new people, but the struggle is. So let's come back to 1948, and starts in somewhere 1917. They decide that the Jews will get a new homeland called Israel. 1948, at that point of time, your Britain, that they decide, we're going to make sure we're going to create Israel. All the Arab nations came together and they are like, no, we are not okay with this, and they enter into the fight. Your Britain is like, yeah, but I can't deal with this conflict. New formed UN, same day, 1948 period of time. Informally, let's just talk it out, then we'll fill it out with the facts. UN guy, you have come new, no? This is your headache, deal with it. Left. The UN guy comes in, he's like, okay, I'm going to create this place, Israel, okay, and I'm also going to create this thing called Palestine, okay, where you guys will have shared territory, Jerusalem and all will be there. This was agreed by your Israel guy, but it was not agreed by any of your Arab countries. Understanding? But then slowly again fight starts. The Israel guy starts fighting. He tries to get hold of more land. He gets more percentage than what was discussed. He starts controlling key strategic areas. Arab guys Again, they start fighting. They go full blown attack. Again, these people, Israel people, full blown attack on both sides. Some point of time they control few. Some point of time these people control few. These same things keep happening up until your 6 Day War, 1967, where, as the name states, the war lasted 6 days. Key strategic areas came under the control of your Israel. Palestinians flew from the so-called Palestine. Homeland was not there. Instead, all the other member countries started controlling the areas. Still, Palestinians fled. Now, this is what I told. People were now key on controlling the strategic areas than actually finding a solution. Still today, 1917, 1948, everything we started. Everyone is trying to discuss the peace issue for Palestinians. Okay, discuss the peace issue, etc. They've been on trying to discuss the peace, but no one is able to come up with that so-called peace. But rather, it is about, see, I'm not here claiming anyone is correct or wrong. Everyone have been trying to gain the strategic areas. And this places such as your West Bank, Gaza Strip, Golan Heights. It's always been about this rather than finding a permanent solution. The fighting keeps on continuing. Then again, it goes on 2005, Oslo Accords, where they tell, okay, Israel tells, I will agree to Palestine's area of control, limited authority of them, PLO. I try to understand, I agree and everything. Gaza Strip is taken out from your Jewish settlements. Still, it's put under international agreement. Somehow they keep trying to control. Okay? But then again, war breaks out. Hamas comes into the picture. Again, fights ensue. So much so from that point of time, 2005, and now we are entering 2025, still same story. Nothing changes. This is what is hard. See, as being a human being, and probably one of the things about human beings is this: we can't stop. Again, there is no sympathy or empathy concepts coming here, but isn't it innate in our humanity? Isn't it innate in our humanity to see these kind of things and just, you know, go ahead without even considering, this happened, that happened? This kind of becoming sad is a very less word to put to what is happening. We'll just see the details. One thing they always preach is two-state solution, meaning Israel will also be created, Palestine will also be created. We will, okay, not undermine the independence of Israel also, we will not undermine the independence of Palestine also. This is still remained a theory only in papers. Creation of independent Palestinian state alongside the state of Israel, providing both groups as sovereign territories. Not a reality still now. India agrees to this. Okay, and moreover, recently India is to the terms that, see, we recognize, okay, that Palestine, okay, Palestinians should get their home territory. At the same point of time, we are having friendly relations with Israel, but we are still reiterating our statement that Palestinians should have their own homeland. Okay. 1917 Balfour Declaration, okay, where they decided the Jewish will get a national home in Palestine. UN proposed a plan for your partition, okay, Arab and Jewish state, Jerusalem under international administration. Somewhere, okay, your Jews agreed, but whereas your Palestinians or your Arab states didn't agree, led out to a full-blown war. This led to, okay, your Israel entering into the war and controlling more than 56% of the land. This was more than what the partition was. Fine, moved ahead. Okay, State of Israel was declared on May 14, 1948, following which Arab states launched an attack which led to Israel winning over and controlling 77% of the territory. Okay, according to the UN partition plan, Jordan was to have control of West Bank, Egypt to have control of Gaza Strip, but he did not even speak about your Palestinian crisis. Fine. we enter into the 6-day war, okay, where your Israeli forces seized Golan Heights from Syria, West Bank and East Jerusalem from Jordan, and Sinai Peninsula and Gaza Strip from your Egypt. They controlled the huge chunk of strategic lands. Then your UN got, okay, your PLO, that is people who were fighting for the Palestinian cause and observer status in 1975. Okay, then we entered into Camp David Accords, where US told, I will be the one to broker peace for all of you guys. Okay, and entered into talking for the peace issue for your Palestinian problems. Still didn't. Then we spoke about the entry of your Hamas. Okay, Egyptian Muslim Brotherhood was founded, and they also won the Palestinian Authority Legislative Council, meaning they had a significant control over Gaza Strip. Then we enter into the first Intifada, or your Palestinian uprising began in 1987. Okay, here again Israel got few other places. Oslo Accords. Israel and PLO signed an Oslo Accord, meaning this understood that here Israel was considering, okay, PLO, and it was officially recognizing PLO as Palestinian, okay, and they granted limited authority of Palestinian Authority in the pieces of Gaza Strip and West Bank, okay, and it withdrew itself from 2005. And 2012 the UN gave the recognition to your non-member observer state, okay, which your USA again showed issues. Look at this: Israel, Jerusalem, Syria, Jordan, Egypt, the neighboring countries, how they are with respect to the Mediterranean Sea. And with respect to your West Bank, when we're speaking, this was treated between your Israel and Jordan, one in the important cities of your Ramallah. Okay, the administration of it was taken over by your Israel in your 6-day war. We'll see where West Bank is located. This is West Bank. Okay, Jordan, Israel, understood? And we come to your Gaza again, located between your Israel and Egypt. Gaza Strip, we have discussed. Oslo Accords removed the Jewish settlements from there. Okay, this is the West Bank, very important area. This is the next place. This is a very strategic place, Golan Heights. Okay, the fight has been for a long time for Golan Heights. Again, it was captured by your Israel from Syria, and your USA has recognized officially. Look at this, officially recognized Jerusalem and Golan Heights as a part of Israel. Okay, let's see the strategic portion of your Golan Heights. Okay, makes it a very strategic place. Okay, what is India's stand on your Israel-Palestine conflict? Initially, we opposed UN partition plan because, see, the period of time 1950, we were also the victims of partition, right? Based on the same fate should not come to them. Initially, we didn't agree to it, but later we accepted, telling that we were the first non-Arab country to recognize Palestinian Liberation Organization as the sole representative of Palestinians. Okay, and we recognized the statehood of Palestine in 1988, but today we are following this de-hyphenation, meaning, okay, maintain a balance between Palestine and also your Israel. That is, we are wanting for a two-state solution for your Israel and Palestine. Okay, understood? Now, that concludes your today's topic. Let's come back in the next current affairs session and discuss about it. Okay, hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you guys.